Oh shit! He looks spunky now. He looks spunky now. And we're live. We're live. Welcome to Controversial and Deep Biblical Breakdown Series, sponsored by the Scorn Black Man Podcast. I'm your host, Zadok Israel, aka HILLTOPSTROPHIC. I got the brother YISRAYL. You know, he's been doing all the powerful, controversial, and deep biblical breakdowns and shaking the hell up out of Israel. And now we have the good brother Ben DAWID. Y'all always see him live in the chat. You probably seen him and heard him on Controversial and Deep Conversations Part 1. And now the brother is bringing out, along with the help of brother YISRAYL, the topic of the day. The controversial and deep biblical breakdown of the day is: who are and where is the tribe of Joseph according to the Holy Bible? And without further ado, brother Ben DAWID and brother YISRAYL, the floor is yours. Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.
All praises to the Most High Yahweh. The floor is yours.
Peace be.
God.
Peace be. You know, I wanna can I speak English? Because you know they love the English language, so I want to speak English when I read these scriptures. But I want to read you YISRAYL's translated version of the tribe of Joseph, starting at Genesis chapter 49, verse 22. It says, Joseph is a fruitful builder, the righteous seed afflicted in prison, whose work travel amongst the masons. The master carpenters that are discontented vexed him and rose up against him and hated him. But the strength endured among the unrighteous, and the strength of his ministry is established to continue by the ordinance of the noble patrimony of Yaqub. From thence shall be the shepherd, the builder that have power as a prince, the just among the builders of thy patrimony, who shall help you, and by the Almighty, who shall bless you with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the exceedingly deep thing that the large hide, blessings herein to prophesy, and hereby have compassion. The blessings of thy patrimony have dominion over the nobles, and the blessings of thy progenitors according to an infinite order of an ancient promotion. They shall be committed to the chief man of Joseph, and on the diadem of the head of him that was excluded from among the patrimony. Okay. So it's basically telling you that Joseph is a fruitful builder, the righteous seeds afflicted in prison. Okay, so when you speak on that, or when you expound on it, or when you build on it, you have to have been experienced the inside of a prison. So in a sense, you have to understand a lot of vessels in the Bible, they wrote churches or they spoke or they prophesied from the inside of a prison. So you have to understand what type of vessels that these were that was used to carry messages or send messages or prophesy or in fact a lot of things that pretty much was hurtful to a lot of people. At the same time, it was blessings. Okay, you have a lot of people in prison that they've studied 10, 15, 20, 30 years. So you got to understand, you got walking libraries within these walls. These people are seriously vessels of the Most High of Yah, because if you sit and talk to some of these vessels, bro, some of these guys that's behind this wall, bro, you'll understand that it's a whole nother realm of spirituality, of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of certain mentalities. So it's like you truly understand why some of these people are where they at, because society do not want these people building and raising people in according to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because they gonna realize and start to begin to understand the satanic devices used against them, which is the system, the government, etc. Me, I'm gonna speak on it. I don't care. I got to speak on it. That's just me. Y'all did not bless me or curse me with a spirit of fear, so I'm not finna hold my tongue, none of that. But I'm gonna try to be respectful as I possibly can. You know, I want to get a shout out to everybody that's listening and paying attention. Everybody, I know I got a lot of friends, a lot of family that did time, and they actually, a lot of people want to speak on this, but they're afraid to, or they don't want to because they know what comes behind it. Me, I don't care, because it says, you know, the truth is a spirit. Truth, it says truth is also the Holy Spirit. So in order to tell the truth, that means you blessed with this spirit. But I want to break down the process and how we actually end up here, because it's you actually going through a death of ignorance because you ignorant to the law. But at the same time, this is supposed to be law and stand as law, but the whole time you violating a person's rights and constitutional law. And it's crazy because these are government officials that do this every day, every single day. This goes on in this country every single day. And the whole process is bogus. This shit is a lie. The whole process is a lie. Even in the Bible, the whole process is a lie, because even the Messiah exposes it. You brothers, you got that KJV with you?
Con, I got it.
I need you to go to let me see, because I'm thinking off the top of my head, but I'm finna take you there, bro. Just bear with me real quick. Okay, go to Luke 11:45 through 52. Can you do that for me?
Con, the book of Luke, chapter 11, 45 through 52. And
Yes, sir.
then answered one of the lawyers and said unto him, Master, thus saying thou reapproach us also. And he said, Woe unto you also, ye lawyers, for ye laid men with burdens grievous to be borne, and ye yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers. Woe unto you, for ye build the sculptures of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Truly, ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build their sculptures. Therefore, also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles, and and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which were shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation. From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. That's it.
Okay, I appreciate it, bro. So a lawyer basically in this passage, this scripture, is no good. But anytime you step in front of a judge, you have to have a lawyer unless you represent yourself, which they don't want you doing. Because you are considered a person in the court of law, which is an entity. From the time they approach you, you have to give them the jurisdiction to do anything to you. So out of ignorance, you don't understand it because they also use the English language to trick you. Because when they ask you, do you understand your rights? The word understand means to accept in the court of law. So they ask you, do you understand your rights? Then they ask you, do you understand the charges? Okay, if the word understand means to accept, they asking you, do you accept the charges? So you not knowing out of ignorance the language, you accept the charges. So now you verbally commit the contract. Okay, then you could be wanted for questioning whatever. They slide the Miranda rights in front of you on a piece of paper, which is a contract, and you not knowing, you sign it. I understand the charges, which means I accept the charges. So now by you signing it, you make yourself that person that they looking for, whether it's you or not. They don't care. They need a person. So, okay, by you signing, now you done committed to verbal contract. Now you done committed to written contract. So now what's the first thing they do? They want a fingerprint. First finger they grab is their right thumb, which is your seal. Due to common law or by birth, your right thumb is your seal. This is why everybody's thumbprint is different, because it's designed for you and you only. So when they get that fingerprint, okay, now they got verbal contract, now they got written contract and your seal. So now they can carry on with the process. So the next thing is a preliminary hearing, which means, okay, I got the father give you jurisdiction. So now they ask you in a preliminary hearing, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? You, out of ignorance, say guilty or not guilty, which means I'm giving you, if I say guilty or if I say not guilty, I'm still giving you jurisdiction. Not knowing that I got three words that I can present, and you can't do nothing to me no further, which means if I say under what jurisdiction, this process can't go no farther. They can't take the process no farther because they don't have jurisdiction. They trick you into giving them jurisdiction. So by you saying guilty or not guilty, however you plead, they carry on with the process. So now they charge the entity, which is whoever signed this paperwork or the name on the paperwork, and the living flesh and being becomes the discharge, which means you do the time. Okay, now I'm about to read and present to you some of the things that go on in the courthouse. According to law, this is what goes on. Okay, I'm gonna say affiant. So when I say affiant, this means everybody that's in prison, or fine means the tribe of Joseph. Let's just say that. Okay. Keep in mind everything that you say or everything that you write is contract or contract law. When you step in that courtroom, you have to know these things or you will perish. You'll do a lot of time, because time is not necessarily doing time in here, but it's a contract, and it's a lot of money involved that you don't even know that you being involved in, and money's being run through your name the whole nine. But this is what's going on. A fine, this is official paperwork that I'm reading also. It says the fine declares no charges exist and that the fine is being held against his will and or on a number of unlawful detainers, which also result in void sentencing. A fine declares he has no contract with the state or any state, municipality, nor does the fine have any contract with any county, nor agreement with any county. Okay, when it says county, everybody who's doing state time goes through a county court. Not even understanding that a county court is a civil court. You was brought up on criminal charges in a civil court, which means it's a conflict of interest. The federal courts are the only criminal courts. So it's illegal to hold up somebody on criminal charges or convict somebody on criminal charges through a civil court. So this is why no charges exist, because they're not civil charges. If you're a state prisoner, you own criminal charges, not civil, but they run criminal charges through civil procedures, which is illegal. Okay. A fine declares he is not party of the body, politic, or corporate, nor has the fine joined in any voluntary or voluntary join any caps and suits, which means you being placed under a political or corporate contract and don't even understand what's going on, because your name on that paperwork is in all caps, which means this is the entity, this is not you. The live flesh you is upper and lowercase, but the entity is all caps. So when you look at your name and it's in all caps, that is not you, that's an account. A fine declares the court is operating in civil, not criminal, an effort to escape the court's obligation of bankruptcy and dishonor, which constitutes obstruction, making the court liable for review and sanction to bankruptcy. Legal process. A fine declares that the charging instruments are paperwork. Charging instruments and judgment are fictitious, naming a corporate defendant while subjecting an entirely different private human being, one of the people, to the penalties of the judgment. That's illegal. That's like you charging a invisible person, but the physical person has to do the time. A fine declares that the judgment in these cases becomes commercial paper to deposit into a bank or converted into a depositable item for commercial benefit of the state, the court, and the judges, and the judge. The judicial process was used as a commercial scheme to create an income stream by and through the sale of bonds, judgments, and other commercial paper created by and through the prosecution of the corporate entity, which is you or your name in all caps. Excuse me, your name in all caps. So they running money. They created a commercial screen to run money through your name in all caps, which is nothing but an account, whereby a fine, a living person and beneficiary has been incarcerated while the commercial paper / judgments are being monetized, otherwise known as human trafficking, as such behavior is inequitable and unconscionable, a violation of office, a violation of oath of office, a breach of duty, theft by deception, and a conflict of interest, rendering the judgment in any case void. Any case. A fine declares that judges who do not report the criminal activities of other judges become principals in the criminal activity. See 18 USC 1. 18 USC 1. The judge does not report the criminal activity of other judges. The court who have been convicted before, he is as guilty as the convicted judges of the court. A fine declares that judges have no judicial immunity for criminal acts, aiding, assisting, or conniving with others who perform a criminal act, or for failure to perform required administrative / ministerial duties. When a judge has a duty to act, he does not have discretion. He is then not performing a judicial act, he is performing a ministerial act. A fine declares that when a judge makes a ruling absent subject matter jurisdiction, the law states that he has not violated the law, but also a trespasser of the law. Kettler versus Johnson and Elliott versus Purcell. A fine declares that all case numbers are account numbers. The trial in any matter was a commercial transaction for the purpose of creating an income stream for the court and the judge's retirement fund. A fine declares that a trial is conducted in an administrative tribunal, not a judicial court of record, proceeding according to the common law as guaranteed by Article 3 to the U.S. Constitution and all state constitutions, which was a denial of due process without limitation. A fine declares that there was never any affidavit of any injured party placed on the record of the court to invoke subject matter jurisdiction, which means they have to write an affidavit. Okay, affidavit stands as truth until anybody rebuts. So they had to write an affidavit of an injured party in order for it to be a crime. So in a lot of crimes committed, so they say, it's not even an affidavit of an injured party. That's the only way it could be a crime, according to common law or the laws that we supposed to abide by. Okay, it say a fine declares that the prosecutor committed fraud on the court by knowingly attempting to create a joinder between a living being who was hauled into the court with a fictitious corporation, which is your name in all caps, where the living is the beneficiary and not the owner of said estate, fictitious corporation, etc., and where fictions are unable to perform as required with a performance bond, which means they done took your sovereignty. You done They basically took the jurisdiction of your sovereignty, so you don't even get the right bonds that you're supposed to get. A fine further declares that there is a conspiracy between the prosecutor and the judge to create a joinder between a living man and a fictitious corporate name. They know this. Okay, they know it because every lawyer, you start as a lawyer, which is like, I guess you could say the lowest level of these ranks. You start as a lawyer. Okay, every lawyer does not have a license. No lawyer has a license. They have a bar card, which means British Accredited Registry. Okay, this corporation, which this country / corporation is owned by the British. So, okay, if every lawyer has to have a bar card, you work for the British, which means they not for your best interest at all. They for the interest of the British. Okay, a fine declares silence can only be equated with fraud when there is a legal and moral duty to speak. When an inquiry left unanswered would be intentionally misleading. We cannot condone this shocking conduct because we allow it through ignorance. We allow them to mislead us, enslave us, and imprison us through ignorance. And it's sickening.
Yeah. And they still doing.
Yeah, it's sickening, but
we in here, so we see.
We in here, so we see what's going on.
Coming in, getting
so,
younger and younger.
So this is why it's our duty to speak on this. This is what's going on to us, and we not educating our people. So we gonna sacrifice and we gonna educate. This is what's going on. So if you understand this, you will never become enslaved and in prison, because you will understand the satanic devices used against you, and you'll sharpen your tools. So when you sharpen your tools, this is why they get mad, because we can't operate and do what we designed to do to you because you won't allow it. So by law, you understand this, so we can no longer fool you and place you here. Okay, if we speak on, let's just speak on what's currently going on right now. You have in the prison system, let's say 100 prisons. Right now, you have 3 officers, 1,700 men, 1,900 men, 3 officers. By law, you're supposed to secure me at all times. The locks don't work. I can go and do as I please. You ain't nowhere to be found because it's only 3 of y'all. So you got 100 prisons, 3, 4 officers working 100 prisons. How is this possible? But they still don't want to let nobody go home, and people don't even understand what's going on. You worth more money. What I'm gonna let you go home for? Even when the system breaks down, it's still making money. And then the taxpayers pay these people salary. Okay, so where's all that money going? People tax going. Ain't no workers. So who they paying and where the money going? And then on top of that, the taxpayers is paying these people salary to oppress and to kill us. Nothing in here is healthy. The water is brown. We drink and bathe in brown fucking water every day. When it rains or when it's muggy outside, the whole building sweats, the walls, the floors, everything sweats. You got mold on the fucking walls. The windows covered up. Paint coming off on shit. Paint getting all this shit getting in your bloodstream. Is poisonous, it's toxic. You got fungi and bacteria everywhere. They don't even want to give you chemicals. These people are oppressing and killing you, and we allow it. But it's to the point that this shit is breaking down severely. And we still arguing, fighting, killing each other due to ignorance. Scriptural. This is part of the curse, but it's also part of the blessing. Because if you sit and you think about it, being in prison is like fasting, because I can't get to the fleshly desires that I guess you could say that in the impurities that that we indulge in, or that everybody likes to indulge in. So you in a sense you fasting. So okay, when you fasting, you know you better to receive. You feel what I'm saying? So the more you become conscious and start to receive, you start to create energy and you become a vessel. So now I can attract and repel. I can pull people to me. I can push people away according to my conscience, my level of conscience. I'm not repelling anything. I'm attracting everything because I want to see everything grow. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes in order for things to grow, you got to tear it down in order to rebuild it. So a lot of the mentalities in here, you had to tear that shit apart and let them know you don't know shit. Sit down, listen, look at this, read this, talk like this, change. Okay, when you speak like this, you get different results. When you talk, we raising people's kids. The kids that these parents on the street can't raise, we raising them.
We they dad.
Yeah. We the uncles, we the big brothers, we the cousins. But at the same time, we the criminals. You feel what I'm saying? We the criminals. But according to law in this process right here, the criminals looked at as heroes. Yeah, we put them down, we put them away. 2 life sentences and 60. Motherfucker, that's 150 years. That mean I gotta die, come back and do some more motherfucking time. The fuck? Where they do that at? And then the more I think about it, okay, my personal situation, I don't care, I'm gonna tell it. I was convicted because a Caucasian female say I sodomized her. You know, I'm not, don't mistake confidence with arrogance, but I ain't never had to do shit to no female, period. You feel what I'm saying? Look at me. Look at me. But at the same time, I sit and I meditate on that. And I think, okay, a couple generations, them people would have fucking hung me. They'd have put me on a tree, on a stake pole, whatever, and they'd have hung me.
They would have did you like
that. They'd have cursed me. What it said, Galatians 3:13. Christ redeemed us from a curse by becoming a curse. It is written, cursed are those who hang from a tree. They'd have hung me. They'd have cursed me. Because a Caucasian female said I did something to her.
They did to a lot of brothers.
You feel what I'm saying? So understand, okay, I don't dictate, I don't look at anybody's case, anybody's choice, because I know the whole process is bogus. So this is why I say I'm not repelling anything. I don't care if you long as you ain't homosexual. Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't got all that going on. And all that TV shit, this is not how it goes on in here. You come in here on some homosexual shit, they're gonna eat your ass up. Bottom line.
You ain't gonna be.
Nah, you ain't gonna last long. So all y'all homosexuals out there thinking this what's going on, get your ass ate up. Play with it you want to. And I tell anybody.
Be with the child molesters.
Facts. Certain charges. Man, look, just be cautious. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not threatening anybody, none of that. I don't look at anybody. I'm just saying certain things is abomination.
But hold on. So you mean to tell me that all the stories of the booty bandits, man, do that go from state to state or prison to prison? Because you got a lot of people that think, man, if you go to prison, man, your butthole gonna get taken. What they busting cheeks or whatever the hell they be.
You have brothers that stand on righteousness in here, bro. So in a sense, they become lawgivers. So certain things are abomination to us. It's poisonous. So therefore, righteous brothers that just lay on situations like that. And this is what make them a hero. Okay, you in here poisoning people because you trying to rape or whatever you trying to do to an individual. Yeah. So guess what? You got brothers pulling up on them, bro. All that ain't going on, bro. That's a lie. And I tell anybody. So you have a lot of brothers that come in on certain charges or certain degrees or I guess you could say being criminals, but when you come in here, you accountable for yourself before you anything, which means you stand as a man. We raise men in here. We not babying them, we not raping people, we ain't doing none of that. We don't have security, none of that. So we have to operate. Facts. 17, 18 years old. We not letting all that go on to our little brothers. This our people. I'm not finna let you do that to my little brother. I don't care what you eat. You ain't finna do that to my little brother. They not experiencing that in here. We gonna educate them and we gonna lift them up. We gonna accompany them.
We're gonna work them out.
We gonna help them. We gonna get them physically and mentally built for it. And we gonna show them who the real enemy is and what's going on. We gonna put truth in these people. So a lot of things people tell them.
Well, that's what the Israelite brothers is doing.
Facts.
Tell them, brother,
that's the energy we spread.
Yeah, that's the energy the Israelite brothers is spreading.
That's what we spread. But at the same time, this is why they want to keep it quiet. This is why they want to keep it in the silent, in the shadows, because they don't want this type of energy outside these walls. Because the simple fact of just like YISRAYL's case, the things we doing, they profit from. So they take the craftsmanship that we design and we put forth and they take it and prosper from it. They get raises, they get exalted, they go up in the ranks. Okay, if you got 3 officers running one prison and ain't no incidents, who get the glorification? We glorify y'all, but who in the physical or material realm, they getting raises and paid off the shit we doing. This is why this is another reason they want to keep it silent. On top of that, the way they oppress you. They sit and have briefings on ways to oppress us. The food. None of the food is even for human consumption. So we really surviving off the shit that's not even for us.
That's why it was good when you say it's like a fast.
Yeah, we fasting because it's like
strong brothers.
You gotta survive, just like you survive on the street. You gotta survive in here, especially if you don't have people that might put money on your books here and there or whatever. You gotta survive in here. So you become a craftsman or whatever that you like or like to do or whatever you good at doing. And then due to the tools and the resources limited, you become better at it. You feel what I'm saying? So you become a craftsman. You got people that make shoes, make clothes. You got people in here that write letters for people. You got people that make cards for people, that draw portraits. You got real craftsmen in here. You got ministers in here that's, man, I'm talking powerful people within these walls.
How we cook in here,
How we cook, how we clean, everything we do is craftsmanship. And you sit and look at it like, damn, they don't want these people on the street. You got to be fucking crazy. How you sleep at night?
They ain't rehabilitated yet.
How you sleep at night? Like, seriously. But you walk around with your chest all out as if you really doing this and you not. So therefore, you still in the works and crafts of somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? How is that righteous? How is that true? And then to us, a lot of things we don't even pay attention to because we know it's bogus. News. The news is bogus. They gonna give you the story they want you to have. But if you sit down and do the math and you know politics, you know what's really going on. It's cover up somewhere. It's an allegory. It's a story within a story.
All the Jews on all the stations.
Come on, man. We everywhere. We everywhere. And you can't stop it. The energy is constantly growing. It's not gonna stop. We just want to wake this sleeping giant. So we want to reach out to everybody, not, okay, affiliations, organizations, religious groups, everybody as a whole. How can you, understanding this process, how can you sit and allow this as a whole? Like, as a whole, you got to seriously think about this. Think about the people that lived and died in here. I've seen, and in 20 years, I watched them kill people. One of my personal partners from the same city I came from, they killed him. And then didn't even want his family to see the body. They tried to charge his family to see the body. They had to get a lawyer just to go get their own son's body from the people that killed him within these walls. So they not only oppressing us, they killing us. And then don't want nobody to speak out. They don't want nobody to talk to this man's family, none of that. Don't say nothing, we'll kill you. Ain't no killing me. We all gonna die. You think you just gonna oppress me and do anything, man? Ain't no way. I personally am not gonna allow it. Y'all didn't bless me to lay down and die. I know why they don't want me on the street, because I know my purpose. My purpose is to watch over my people. That's why I'm screaming whoop all the time. Whoop means watch over our people, and that's what I'm here to do. Ain't no silencing me, ain't no jumping on me, beating me, none of that. I'm good at what I do. I'm a real craftsman. I can say that. But I want a lot of people to understand, even in the scriptures, it was written. How can it be a revolution without us? A lot of them people in that Bible prophesied from the inside of these walls. Paul went through hell in the New Testament, writing letters to the churches, visiting churches, getting beat up, stoned. Down there thought he was dead at one time, helping them people. But guess what? God sent, y'all sent So when it comes to the servants of Yah, the vessels of Yah, you can't, it's no stopping it. It's no silencing them. It's no killing them. Because this energy and this spirit is going to carry on. That's why it called spirit of truth, which the world could not receive. But you know him because he is within you, which means the spirit is within you. You know, the Knights Templars were assassinated for a simple statement made that the Israelite people were Yah's people. This was the secret. One of the Hebrew brothers in I forgot his name, but he actually made a podcast about this. And he even also stated he read it. He said the statement was there is no true Israelite for whom the temple is not an edifice realizable immediately, for he reveals it in his heart. So it's to the point that everybody's starting to realize and become conscious of who we are. Knowledge of self is what makes you a powerful person and a dangerous person. If I truly know who I am, ain't nothing you can do to me. If I know who I am, I know my tools. I know the devices used against me. So ain't no oppressing me. None of that. Ain't no oppressing my kind. None of that. Once again, it's 1,700 people and we don't need none of them. We don't want none of them around us because guess what? Out of the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs, the Muslims, Israelites, the Christians, the civilians, whoever. And we had one doing. You can't govern them because you don't know nothing about them. That's right. So all you do is create chaos and confusion. How you govern something that you know nothing about? These people that's in here, this is the oppressed, which means on the street. These the people in the street. The white collar people and all they people, they never even see this. Murderers on probation, child molesters, rapists, 2-3 months. They never even see prison. They go to a little detention center and they go home. That's you feel what I'm saying? So how you govern us? You can't govern us because you know nothing about us. So this is why this is running how it's running. But guess what? They getting promoted and raises and all that. So they don't want nobody knowing that this is what's going on for real. You got certain spots that if anything out of the ordinary goes on, the whole prison get tore up. And when I say tore up, goes up in flames, everything. So how can you go in there and tell them people anything about anything? You can't. You got to reason with them guys. Because these guys mentally and physically are lions. These guys living and dying in here. So truth be told, you can't just come in here and tell them anything. You can put any type of image out there on the TV. You can't come in here with no type of intellectual understanding and even talk to these people because it's a different language. It's a different body language. Everything is different in here because we living righteously according to what was done to us. And we understanding what was done to us because we educated each other. And we started killing. They the one killing us. We ain't just running around just doing shit in here. Who the fuck does that? Like seriously. Who does that? We ain't even gonna allow that to happen. So even if it do happen, it's gonna be consequences behind it. Every action has a consequence, and we hold you at a consequence we hold you accountable as men before you anything. And then they sit and they talk about gangs this, gangs that. What is a gang? I don't know what a gang is. Because if you look back and you think about the history of some of these affiliations, if not all these affiliations, they started as neighborhood protection. Protecting neighborhoods, black businesses, black men, women, and children from the true adversaries. Being raped, robbed, kidnapped, hung, crosses burning in their yard, all that type of stuff. But through COINTELPRO, which was an infiltration program designed by J. Edgar Hoover, it turned into something else, which was considered gangs. You gotta understand, okay, many people can put out many images of whatever, which means they have their side of the story and we have ours. But once you live amongst it, you know the truth. So regardless of any type of image that goes on, you reject it. From the door, you reject it. See, we stand as men no matter what affiliation, organization, who you are. We are a family in here. Same clothes you wear, I got on the same clothes. Same way you put your pants on, I put mine on too. So how we different? There is no difference. The difference is the levels of ignorance we come in here with. So as builders in the tribe of Joseph, we raising these dudes. We raising y'all children. So when y'all can't do nothing with them, they sent to us. But y'all don't want these people on the street? Y'all don't want these people working these jobs? It's like don't nobody even want to work now. Me, you put me out there right now, man, listen. I never go home. I'm gonna work everywhere I can. I ain't gonna never sit down. I've been sitting down 20 years. Yeah, I cut them people grave. Yeah, I cooked them tacos. Yeah, I flipped them crystals. When you got 3 people living in a bathroom, you got 3 people, 3 grown men living in a bathroom. Yeah, my toilet right there. So if my roommate got to use the bathroom, he's sitting right there. So you telling me you went fried chicken, but you would sit and your roommate and live with 2 roommates in the bathroom, but you telling me you can't work a part-time job at KFC or wherever? Yeah. Man, I'd be grateful. Grateful. I work 5 of them. Yeah, 2 hours. Facts. 2 hours. And tell the secretary keep my hours running. You feel what I'm saying? Coming home smell like chicken. Yeah. We raising these people, kids, and you telling me this is not what you want on the street, but all this other shit, these rappers and fake ass motherfuckers out there doing all that crazy ass shit and getting your kids knocked off and all that. You telling me this is what y'all look up to and this is what your child want to be, and you cool with that. How many rappers called us inside here and asked them to look out for their sons? Facts. I mean, rappers. Man, them folk pull up. Hey man, they ain't gonna tell them that. They ain't gonna tell them. They ain't making YouTubes and tweeting and all that about that shit. Called us
personal.
Pay us
to look after their son.
Hey, man.
When his son gets well, oh, you had what's his
man,
name?
you
Died
got,
in a car
you got,
accident.
bro, you done had ex-governors.
You had all of those.
You done had politicians. You done had actors. But you done had all kind of people in here. And guess what? They need protection.
Well, they people call us. Who can we call and talk to?
Or they writing. Or they gonna find a way to get to us and let us know, hey man,
Shorty Low call.
And guess what? They're gonna be very polite.
Rhino call.
All that shit they talking on the phone and the camera and all, it's not gonna be none of that.
T.I. call.
You gotta approach us as a man. We don't care nothing about what you got going on out there. And if your people violated the wrong way, hey man, we gonna pray for them. We gonna leave that situation alone. They gotta stand as a man. Then whatever comes, hey man, you got to be ready for it as a man. Because anything you do as a part of karma, it's coming back. It's coming back, and you have to be prepared for it. So whether you prepared mentally or physically, or however you were prepared, I mean, y'all be with them or y'all be with whoever. We just hope that it's not the inevitable. We don't want that for anybody. Not within here, because at the time we in here, this is our domain. And our purpose is to build and not destroy. So this is what we doing. This is the type of energy we on. This is what we got going on. So if y'all out there believing that we just in here on all type of fuckery, then yeah, y'all ignorant, and y'all need to get with whoever or whatever and figure out what's really going on within these walls that these people don't want y'all knowing. I encourage everybody out there to tune in to anybody or any relative that you know personally and talk with them. And I guarantee they got a testimony and they can minister to you. And when you hear them talk, it's gonna be different. You're probably not even gonna recognize the individual, because from a different standpoint, it's like we feel like we gotta address this problem because this ain't what's going on. These people lying to y'all. We came to set the record straight. We came to present truth. Whether it's scriptural, whether it's translated, however you want to look at it, whatever doctrine. And it is to the point that the conscience know why they oppressing the prisoners, because it is scripted that the Messiah will come out of prison. Right or wrong. And those that, if you watching, if you listening, whatever, and you been with inside these walls, tune in, come backstage. We want to hear you. We want to talk to you. We want to listen to you. We want to put your story out there. Every single prisoner has a story. Every single prisoner has a walk of life. And to me, every single person that ever entered this system as a prisoner, I salute them, because you went through a lot of treacherous shit.
Prison made me Israel now.
You feel what I'm saying?
Prison made
It forced you to the truth.
I came in as a God body in the Muslim.
Facts.
Prison made me Israel.
In a sense, it forces you, it puts you on the line of truth.
It puts you on the line of truth.
What is the object of your profession? I'm searching for truth.
I know what y'all did for me. Took me from Jersey. I give it to you down here.
Brought you all the way to the South and gave it to you.
To the South. I'm from Jersey. I lived in Jersey all my life. I used to see them brothers out there all the time, man.
Sometimes that's what y'all do. He'll take you out your comfort zone. I can't give it to you right here. So due to the manifestation, I know you gonna get it right here.
And a kid 30 years old show.
Come on, man.
From the side.
Come on, man. I'm never 50, too old to learn.
I didn't even see that.
50 years old, but my teacher.
I didn't even see that.
My seafood is 30 years old.
Yeah, man.
Brother Ben DAWID.
I'm listening, bro.
Let me bring out this scripture for y'all real quick. The book of Isaiah, the chapter 42, verse 22. And it says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snares and holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore." And there we go, right there, the book of Isaiah, the 40. I mean, all throughout the book, it talks about how our brothers and sisters will be hidden in prison holes, houses, thrown in prison, and how he will release a lot of these prisoners to help with justice. A lot of these righteousness is going to come out of the prison. As you say, look at the brother Paul. I mean, hell, John the Baptist had to go in there and get his head cut off. I mean, we could name prophet after prophet after prophet after prophet. Come on.
I want to read Isaiah chapter 61, YISRAYL's translation. And it states, it is written, "The divine inspiration of Yah the Sovereign is in me. Beside Yah has anointed me to preach good tidings to the humble. He have returned me into the prison to deliver the broken-minded, to pronounce freedom unto the worthy captives, and the key of the prison to them that are made ready, to prepare the choice young men to be given to change for Yah, and the elder that avenge for our patrimony, to refresh the upright that study, to render to them that study both circumspection and truthfulness, to present unto them ornaments in abundance, the light that make glad in meditation, a side piece that boasts of the anger of the humble, that they might be marked pilasters of justice, the vineyard of the chief, that he might be honored. And they shall set up the worthy surely, and they shall help the minister to mold the desolate. And they shall be over the displeased masters, the ruin of many families. And the worthy foreigners shall stand firm and maintain the arrangements, and the relatives of the foreigner shall be your husbandmen and your builders. But you shall be designated to the principal officers of the chief. The worthy shall call you the ministers of our patrimony. You shall feed with the virtuous of the Gentiles, and by reason of their favor you shall change yourselves. And your disgrace you shall greatly desire to be given to change. And for confusion they shall be joyful for their appointment. Therefore, for their country they shall succeed twice as much. An everlasting revolution shall be committed unto them, for I, Yah, love justice. I hate the oppression of the foolish taken away, and I will establish their ministry with a covenant, and I will impute an everlasting covenant to them. And their seed shall be respected among the foreign nations, and their children among the people. And all that see them shall acknowledge them, and they are the seed which Yah has blessed. I will greatly rejoice in Yah. My mind shall be at ease concerning my patrimony. For he has armed me with the transgressors for avenging. He has protected me with the redeemed that turn to righteousness, to render sure the relative meditate himself concerning the lie, and to render sure the spouse remove herself from her sorrows. For as the field sprout forth her product, and as a garden render the provisions that are sown in it to sprout forth, this Thus, Yah the Sovereign will cause justice and order to come forth to all foreign nations. Okay, that was Isaiah chapter 61. I also want to read Isaiah chapter 53. And it is written, who have believed our oracle, and to whom is the power of Yah revealed? For he shall thoroughly minister according to him, as a tender-hearted planter, and afterward root out the desolate, put to confusion, to separate cells. He is not impudent nor proud, and when we shall regard him, there is no ornament, that we should observe him. He is held in contempt and abhorred of the desperately wicked, a builder not confined, and taught concerning the profane. And we cut off as it were impudent because of him. He was held in contempt, and we hid him. Surely he have taken away our anxieties and taken away our destruction. Certainly, we did imagine him a leprous person, afflicted for a God and oppressed. But he was humbled because of our trespass. He was industrious because of our unrighteousness. The doctrine for our welfare is committed to him, and by reason of his slayers, we shall avenge him thoroughly. We shall be avenged thoroughly. Excuse me. All us patrimony travelers have gone astray. We have granted every husbandman according to his own course of life, and Yah have pointed out to him the unrighteous of us all. He was defrauded, and he was confined, yet he delivered of a truth his word. He is committed to preach tidings as the leader against the beast, and when the desolate with her cut off are destroyed in like manner, it disclosed his word. He was taken from a prison and from a sentence, and who shall determine his dwelling? For he was cut off from the confused that restore to life. Because of the trespass of my builders was he cut off. Also, he presented his cause unto the wicked and unto the unjust concerning his defense, because he had done no robbery. Neither was any untruth in his word, yet it pleased Yah to humble him. He have appointed him to make supplication. When you shall make his discontented perish for the punishment of sin, he shall consider his help. He shall outlive his days, and the builders of the sovereign shall teach according to his ministry. He shall prophesy of the grief of his discontented, and shall be filled to satisfaction. By his understanding shall my righteous husbandman turn to righteousness the elders, for he shall call to record their unrighteousness. Therefore will I apportion him a book with the great men. He shall lay a pledge upon the chiefs, because he have cast out his discontented with the tumultuous one. And he is committed to the law against transgressions. And he called a record the offense of the elders, and made intercessions for the transgressions. Okay. I need you to read Exodus 21 and 2 for me, if you could.
You said Exodus
21 and 2.
Hold on 1 second, let me get to it. In the meanwhile, I want to welcome brother YISRAYL into the building. This is our brother. Y'all know this brother. He's did plenty of deep biblical breakdowns on the channel. Him and brother DAWID, brother Ben DAWID is of the same school of thought. Shalom, brother. Welcome to the program once again.
Shalom.
Hold on. I had to mute. Yeah, brother. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
Okay. And you said Exodus 21 and 2, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 2. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing.
Okay. Exodus 5 and 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 5. Hold on, let me make sure I type this in the Western. The book of Exodus, chapter 5, verse 1. Make sure I get this up here for him. And it says, and afterward, Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus says the Most High God of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold and feast unto me in the wilderness.
Okay, Deuteronomy, I think it's 15, 12 through 18.
Hold on one second. Let me try to move through here real quick. You said the book of Deuteronomy, chapter what
15.
now?
Chapter 15, verse 12 through 18.
12 through 18.
Yeah, that's it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 12 through 18. And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberty out of the flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy wine press, of that wherewith the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondsman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee. Therefore, I command thee this thing today, and it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee and thy house, because he is well with thee. Then thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise. It shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away free from thee, for he have been worth a double higher servant to thee, and serving thee 6 years, and the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy doeth.
And I want to read Luke 4 and 18. It says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and recovery of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed. And this was written in red. Ain't that what the brother Michael Smith said? Or the FOPE, brother?
No, that
when
was
it's written in red.
Yeah, that was Michael Smith. Michael Smith.
Oh, okay. When it's written in red, it means something, huh?
Right.
It's a little more powerful, huh? Shouts out to the brother Michael Smith. Shouts out to the FOP school. We tune in to you guys all the time. We love what you're doing, man. Keep waking these people up. Shouts out to the brother Don Yehuda, man. Y'all keep waking these people up, man.
Con. Brother YISRAYL, man, I know you got some fire to talk about this right here, brother. What you got, brother? Go on and bring it out, man. I see you smiling over there. He ready to eat. I see his chops. He's drooling from the mouth, brother DAWID. I see his chops ready right now. He ready to eat right now, man. He ready to eat. Go ahead and eat, brother.
To be truthfully honest, you know, it was being DAWID who had the floor, so I was gonna let him do his thing. So you know, I could bring something because, like you know, all the scriptures interact with each other, and they confirm each other. So you know, for the most part, I'm pretty sure that he covered enough to give everyone the understanding that they need. And actually, you know, all I could do now is probably just rehearse oracles to show that, you know what I'm saying, the confinement of prisoners and their use by Yah is nothing new. It's anything new with that. As we know, Joseph, those of the lodge of Joseph, which he rehearsed earlier. These are righteous seed afflicted in prison whose work travel amongst the Masons, which means that these brothers produce works. They have understanding and they present it to the Mason population from prison. But the thing is, by us being confined and by us not being acknowledged, a lot of these works are stolen. And a lot of these works are used by these same lodges that stole these works. And we have to suffer for it. It ain't so much that we want recognition for it. We just want our understanding to be put out there. But when knowledge falls into the wrong hands, it tends to be corrupted and perverted and presented in such a way that truth cannot be discerned. And so you know, it's really no way to prevent it when those that are the overseers of the lodges, that are the masters of the lodges, these are the same ones that are committing these trespasses. Because you got to understand, everything is sworn under oath. When they get in there and they decide to do something, they're going to swear under oath, and they are going to swear to silence, even if it means destroying themselves. There's no way they can back out of it. And I feel that a lot of these chiefs of Israel, and when I say chiefs, it's according to the scripture in Jeremiah, the sovereigns, the princes, the priests, and the prophets of the order. And though these people may be unknown or concealed to the masses of the congregations of Israel or whatever assemblies they are part of, there are brothers and sisters that know who these men are. And there are brothers that know what goes on behind closed doors, the wickedness, but they're not going to say anything about it. You got to understand, when the unrighteous are in power, they feel that there is no law that can rule them or judge them. It's no longer the law of Yah that governs their assemblies, their congregations. They become a law to themselves because judgment never comes against them. However, in the law consists of commandments, statutes, judgments, and ordinances. When these judgments and these commandments are presented, the chiefs of Israel, they are not exempt from these laws. They are not exempt from the judgments of the laws. No man that are among the patrimony tribes are exempt from the laws of Yah. If that were the case, then we might as well just turn the world into chaos ourselves, because that's exactly where it's headed. You have so many people that's so willing to follow their own indoctrinations that when a doctrine come according to the law and to the prophets, even though it's foreign, they reject it because they like to hold fast to the falsehood and to the lies that they have been taught. It has brought them wealth and prosperity. And at the end of the day, they will not, and they refuse to give up that wealth, that prosperity, that influence, that power, that recognition. And that all comes back to pride and arrogance. And we know, according to the law, that pride and arrogance is rejecting Yah's word. And rejecting Yah's words is blaspheming. So they blaspheme daily. They ignore the word of Yah daily, like it's not going forth. But when judgment finally comes upon them, then they will call upon Yah, because they know that the judgments and the punishments are severe. They even recognize it now. But you have to understand, it's like the scripture said, the wicked will never understand. They will never be able to sit down, dissect, examine, and comprehend the doctrine that is coming to them, even though it's of the law of the prophets, because they are just like they are modern day Sadducees, Pharisees, and scribes. They speak the word of Yah from their mouths, but their hearts and their minds are far from Yah. Yahshua even taught that on that day, when they are judged, in their thinking and in their reasoning, they will say, well, didn't we minister in your name? Didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we do all of this in your name? Or didn't we do this for you, that for you? He said, the prisoners, clothe them, provide for them, feed them, because what you do for them, you do for me also. So all of these Hebrew Israelites and all these Christians going by the same doctrine that they like to hold, that they hold so dear to them, when it comes to practicing it, they reject it. How many of them out there are doing something for the prisoners right now? Right now, in America, Black lives matter. All lives matter. White lives matter. Everybody lives matter, but the prisoners don't matter. We are subjected to decayed prisons. We are subjected to death, to violence. There are not even correctional officers to work these facilities where we are, and where I was at. And so what do the people expect? All they will put out there, oh, there was another riot at this prison. The inmates, they don't want to act right or abide by the rules. Understand, when you are behind those walls, there is no help. They will put out any information to make us look bad, but they don't put out nothing that they do to make these conditions, that they have made these conditions for us. They kill us, they beat us, they turn us against one another, they lie on us, they do everything to subject us to degradation. But at the end of the day, they want to fault all the violence on us, when they are the ones that put it into play. They put it into execution. I mean, I was just running an errand for a friend today where she had to go pay probation, and they was locking up a 70-year-old woman. She had on an ankle monitor. She couldn't pay her probation. You know what the probation officer did? He called the sheriff, and they came and locked this 70-year-old woman up. And this could have been an hour ago. You see, that's not their mother. That's not their grandmother. That's not their aunt. So they could care less about what happens to other people's family. Because you got to understand, these people are the same families that are descended from Babylon. That same vintage, that same bloodline is intermixed with Israel today. That's why you have perverseness going on. Yah doesn't say in his word for no reason that these lodges are like the Sodom, or like the lodges of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's not referred to the husbandry of Nimrod for nothing. The exact same thing that tore down the patrimony and led astray the travelers and also corrupted the flock, the sheepfold, the congregation of people. It's the same thing that's happening today. There was division then, it's division now. There was talk of a Christ at the time of Yahshua. A Christ, that is a Greek word. The Hebrew word is Messiah, even though it still means the same, anointed. Or the word Christ also means Messiah, but it's the same thing, and this reoccurring doctrine has been occurring through the ages. The looks of the saviors and whatnot have just changed, but the doctrine has always remained the same. And what we have to do, we have to come out of Babylonia. Confusion. We are confounded right now. And the scriptures show that it's going to be those of the laws of Joseph that bring retribution, that bring judgment, and that bring recompense upon all the wicked of Israel. That's 2/3. That's 2/3. When I say Israel, I'm not talking about the common people Israel, the Hebrews of us. I'm talking about those that are in this order of Melchizedek, in this Masonic order. 2/3 are going to deny the truth, even though it comes to them. And at that solemn assembly, 2/3 are going to be put to death. They are going to be destroyed by 1/3 are going to be destroyed by the cutting instrument. 1/3 are going to be destroyed by pestilence, and the other third are going to be destroyed by famine. How? Because when these families are condemned at that solemn assembly, and they have to go home, just like according to the law, they shall be confined till it's time for them to die. A lot of them, even though they have put a lot of people to death and have consented a lot of death, they're going to be afraid to come out that house and face that punishment. So guess what? They and their families are going to sit in that house and starve to death, because that father or that uncle or whoever that man was who decided to reject the law of Yah, whoever he was, he don't want to face that punishment. So he'd rather sit in the house and watch his family starve to death. Others are going to become fugitives. They are going to run and be given over to pestilence, robberies, crimes, no matter where they go. You have to understand why these husbandmen, these chiefs and their lodges are confined, and those worthy being gathered. We're going to be spreading the word of the corruption, the sex trafficking, the homosexuality in the lodges. We are gonna bring forth into the light all the crimes and trespasses that Israel has presented, even the Hebrew Israelite lodges, all the lodges, and they're already defamed. We are going to defame them more. So by the time they do come out and face that punishment, there will not be a place that they can run or hide. We're going to be hunting them with cutting instrument and assault rifles. This is a purge, like Yahshua said. A purge like this, or that is about to happen, has not been seen since the days of Noah, nor will ever be seen again. This is a purge on a grand scale, and it will be publicly executed according to the law and the prophets. And I have revealed that enough, and I haven't revealed it enough. So with that, I just want to encourage all the brothers that's out there seeking real truth, and the sisters that are seeking real truth and real enlightenment. Always remember, it's the law of the prophets. Excuse me.
Okay.
The words must add up. You cannot contradict. When you have contradictions, you have debates. And right now in Israel, all you have is divided assemblies that debate against each other. What is it to debate when it comes to the law? When it says, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not steal. When it says, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, you shalt love your neighbor as yourself. What do we practice in our profession? Brotherly love, relief, and truth. This is from the 33rd degree. What we practice in masonry is supposed to be brotherly love, relief, and truth. But there is no brotherly love and no relief, because there is no truth. There's just enslavement of families and children. And they're putting the fathers to death and taking all the inheritance for themselves and using their children as sex slaves, concubines, or whatever else they want to. And it's not according to the law. So judgment will come. It will come to anyone who reject the law. Not only Israelites, but any of those that are of the patrimony tribes or under the covenant. This pertains to all of us. And for those of the water courses, and they are mentioned in the scriptures as honorable. But those of the water courses that don't think that God will come back and recompense his patrimony, they will receive the same judgments that the chiefs of Israel and their lodges shall receive. It is written, only the families that are desperate and that are in debt, and those that are poor will join with the upright. That's it. Everyone else think their money will save them. Everyone else will listen to the lies of the chiefs. Whatever lies they choose to say. They slander my name bad enough. They've been slandering my name since forever. So it's not like I don't expect them not to like me, even though they don't know me. They're just going by the words of what the chiefs told them. So this is what I say to them. You join the chiefs if you want to, and you ride with the chiefs if you want to. More money for me. More concubines for us and my prisoners. More wealth for us. Because I'm telling you, for what they did to me and my family over the years, and while I was confined, I would show no mercy. They have been given every chance to come forth and come clean. But do they? No, because they are confident. Right now, they are confident that nothing can come against them. Why? Because they are the sovereigns. They have set up all their unrighteous builders all over America. So they feel there is no way that the righteous can come in and bring forth a righteous word so that all of us can progress in masonry. So because of that, it's just like Yahshua said, they hold the keys to the kingdom of the honorable men, but they refuse to let the husbandman in. And because of that, they will not enter in themselves. They have enjoyed their lives. They have enjoyed the pleasures all over from another man's work. And they have received recognition for it and praise for it. And they smile and they walk around with their back stiff and their chest out like they are the ones that's translated. Well, I present a challenge right now. If there are any viewers out there, you want any chapter translated, or you want it to know whatever that chapter means, you ask your chiefs to translate it, or you send it to me, and I'll translate it in a day. And then I'll expound on it. I'll transcribe a whole scroll dealing on that chapter. You choose the chapter, and I'll translate it. Or you choose a chapter, and you present it to your chiefs, and you ask them to translate if they are indeed translators. And you will see for yourselves who are the liars. Because one thing about it, translation is a gift. It don't stop. If they have stopped producing translations, it is because they stole them anyway. And guess what? I translate a chapter in a day, in less than a day. But because I have been working, I haven't been translating lately. I just got a new dictionary, but I'm going to get back on it. I just translated half a chapter of Revelation. Revelation chapter 1, brothers, that you was speaking on that one time. Well, I translated half of that in 3 hours. After I worked a full night. And then went to bed, got up, and went to my first job again. That's how committed I am. Because my word is against the wicked before the upright. I build up and I tear down. And the builders of Joseph are with me. All those of the lodge of Joseph. All those that are in prisons, that are upright. Understand that your liberation is coming. You just have to stand firm. You have those that don't believe. Understand all throughout the scriptures. They never believed. Israel never believed. Israel always would rebel. That's why prophets had to be sent. Israel was never righteous. Examine the scriptures yourselves. Read. The only time Israel was righteous is when you had a judge or a minister of God that came forth with a ministry to remove the desolate. And that was the only time you had peace in Israel. Other than that, here come the chicks again with that same perverse, wicked indoctrination that they present to the people. And we went in bondage yet again. And it's the same way now. We are divided, and the people are in bondage and oppression. What chiefs of Israel are standing up and being a voice for those of us who are locked up in prison? How many of them are doing something for those locked up in prison? They can release people. They have the power to do so, but they'd rather take bribes, put in their list of whoever they want out, and make it seem like the president done pardoned these people at the end of the year. That's how it works, y'all. That's how it works. Everyone thinks that the president really cared enough to pardon a man that he could care less about. Understand what goes on and read between the lines. It's bigger than that. And so I'm just going to leave it with that. And I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Con, let me get this a couple of scriptures real quick. First, I'm going to get the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 5 through 6. A father to the fatherless, a defender to the widows, is the Most High in his holy dwelling. The Most High sets the lonely in family. He leads out the prisoners with singing, but the rebellious live in a sun-scorched land. Now let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 69, verse 33. And the Lord thy God hears the needy and does not despise his captive people. Now let me get the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, in verse 3. You know, I had to come rapid fire on that ass. Remember them that are in bonds as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body. Man, the Most High is with you, brothers and sisters that are in captivity, that's bound down, that is hidden in prison houses and prison holes, as the Most High like to use in the Holy Scriptures. And the Most High is with y'all. Best believe that. The brother has brought out some good stuff today. Brother Ben Dawid, you still there, brother? You got some more stuff to bring out? Or do we need to wind it down?
I'm still here, man. I do got two scriptures that I want to read real quick. And one is
Okay.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. According to the grace of God, which was given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builds on it. But let each one take heed how he builds on it. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 5. Therefore judge nothing before time until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsels of heart. Then each one's praise will come from God. And that's how I want to bless these people, bro. That's I'm good. If YISRAYL got anything else, man, I'm good.
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Man, this has been another great controversial and deep biblical breakdown show for y'all. The brother Ben Dawid. He has been presented by the brother Ben Dawid. Me and the brother YISRAYL just joined on, just give our 2 cents. Brother Ben Dawid, it's been an honor and a pleasure, brother. So far, the brother YISRAYL has been the only person, the only biblical scholar in Israel, I guess, because it's an open platform for all Hebrew scholars. If you know your shit, you better come on here. But if you don't know your shit, stay the hell off. You know, the brother YISRAYL has brought nothing but fire after fire after fire. And he used nothing, and the brother Ben Dawid, now he's bringing fire after fire after fire. And this is controversial and deep biblical breakdown series sponsored by the Scoring Black Man podcast, man. And it's just been a pleasure building with you brothers week after week after week after week, man. This was a good show. Once again, it's called Who Are and Where Is the Tribe of Joseph, according to the Holy Scriptures. And brother Ben Dawid, I'm gonna let y'all brothers give your final shots out, your goodbyes. Brother YISRAYL, you can go first.
Well, man, I praise y'all first and foremost. And I'm just thankful for all the upright brothers and those that would with open minds that are listening to the podcast and actually get something out of it. And I would also like to give a shout out to all of my brothers that are incarcerated, no matter where you are. Keep your head up, stay firm. Deliverance is on the way. All of my hunters, it's about that time. Got you something to hunt. It's about to be hunt season. It's a saying we always use. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Con.
The gun and the cutting instrument.
Revenge with the cutting instrument. Revenge with the cutting instrument. It's time to fillet something pretty soon. Now, brother Ben DAWID, it's your turn, brother.
Y'all bless, man. Y'all bless, man, for this cipher, man. Hey, man, I just want to thank everybody, man, that's trying to wake this sleeping giant up as a whole, man. Anybody that's trying to enlighten anybody, man. Anybody protecting anybody, man. Anybody sacrificing and putting their life on the line for righteousness and truth. You know, we in here, man. This is what we doing. This is what we do every day. We sit in here and we build for hours, sometimes days and weeks. So, you know, we generate. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm sacrificing right now for me and all of mine, which is every man and every child or every inmate that's locked up and incarcerated right now. You know, we speaking for each and every one of us, man. All of us accounted for, even in the stock exchange, man. So this is what we doing, man. They need to be paying us right now because the people they paying, we don't even know where they at. So shouts out to everybody that's doing this, man. All these so-called gang members, as they call us, or as they label us, or whatever, man. Stand firm on what you believe in. Stand firm on protecting your own, watching over your people. Stand firm on brotherly love, relief, and truth. Stand firm on them principles, man. Facts, wisdom, and understanding, man. Understanding is nothing without the understanding. You can have all the knowledge, wisdom in the world. If you don't understand it, then it's priceless, pointless. Excuse me. So, man, y'all keep waking these sleeping giants up, man, and the energy ball is rolling, man. It's in their court, man. Eventually, they got to open this door. They can't keep us. Take a nation of billions to hold us back. We got to come together. If we don't come together, man, listen, man, we depriving ourselves. I want to leave it at that, man.
These Gentiles can't hold me back. Rick Ross. These Gentiles can't hold me back. These Gentiles can't hold me back. All right, man. Once again, man, I'd like to give a special shout out to that boy Big Dude, Star, and the whole FOPE family. You know we all family. FOPE Mariah. Give a special shout out to her. Also give a special shout out. I can't pronounce to the brother or the sister Tech use something, but I'm gonna call you Tech 432. Also a special shout out to George Jackson. That name sound familiar. And a special shout out to Damian Logan too. And you know, special shout out to everybody that's out there tuning in that probably didn't participate in the live chat. Everybody who's watching this later on, leave your comments in the comment section. The brothers want to interact with y'all. You know, iron sharpens iron, man. And we commanded by Zephaniah 2:1 to gather together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Yes, you Negroes that's free. You're not desired just like the niggas that's locked up. None of us is desired. So we got to come together, man. It's a pleasure building with you brothers, man. Shalom, brother DAWID. Shalom, brother YISRAYL. And shalom, Israel.